Hey everyone. All right, so this week we are 26 weeks. Good, good, it's okay. 26 weeks. We are edging closer and closer to finally meeting our little girl, which has been, it's exciting. I suppose each week as we go along, we're trying to tick off something else to get done before she's here so that when that time does come or it gets closer to coming, there's no stress. It's funny, actually, I was just talking to a client before, and she was saying the same thing, like although they give you a due date, for ours, 11th of May, there's a massive window, like of over a month and a half, of when baby actually could come. So most first time round, it will be around that 40 weeks, if not a little bit later. But I'm definitely not counting on that. So we will try and be ready. Pretty much are anyway, but by the time we get back from Thailand, pretty much everything will just be little loose ends that we'll be sorting out. And then we'll be about 33 weeks by then anyway. So just enough time to have everything sorted and yeah. But so the last week, there hasn't really been a lot going on. It was actually really nice over the weekend. Brendan and I didn't train at all. He had a jiu-jitsu thing that he had to do, so it was kind of nice actually. We spent most of the afternoon at that with all of that group, so it was really nice to spend some time with them and just really nice people. So it was nice because otherwise it's not often that, other than clients, that we're really around people. But yeah, so that was cool. But just a really relaxed kind of week, I suppose. I have been feeling her kick heaps lately too, which has been really cool. So feeling her definitely every hour and quite consistently too. Quite funny because roll over in the middle of the night and Brendan will put his hand on my tummy and then she'll just start kicking as well. So it's funny how much she's kicking now. But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, we enjoy being able to feel her and be able to connect with her in that way. So that's been good. But the one thing I did want to talk about today is because I haven't really got a lot to say, as I've said a few times now, this pregnancy's been so easy, which I am very thankful for, but I haven't had a lot to share with you in terms of any complications or anything like that. First thing is that I do have the bloods. I'm getting the bloods done this week, so they're around that 26 week mark. They will test for iron levels to see how that's looking, because obviously blood volume increased quite highly. It's about 1.5 times what you usually have. And then also because you are not getting a period, then that can send a bit of a fluctuation with your iron levels as well. So checking that, CBC profile, so that, again, it just comes down to your blood count, and then the third thing they generally check for, they'll do like a glucose test. So the glucose test is what will give you an idea if you've got gestational diabetes and stuff like that. What they do for the test is they will test your blood. They will get you to drink a glucose drink, so basically sugar with 50 grams of sugar in it. And then they'll get you to test again to see what that fluctuation is in your bloods, to see if it indicates that you've got, if you have gestational diabetes. We've decided to opt out of getting this one done, so we've done a little bit of research into it, and the drink that you actually drink isn't great. Also, overloading your system with that many carbohydrates in one go in the form of pure sugar isn't really helpful for mum or baby either. For myself, all of the everything that I've gone through so far, there's been no indications of anything like gestational diabetes at all. In regards to the preeclampsia, which I am more likely or more prone to get because my mum had it, preeclampsia, I've had no issues with that either. My blood pressure has been slowly dropping as we've been going along, which is normal as well. So so in regards to that testing, we use it as a tool for comp prep every now and then, but we've got like a blood testing kit that we'll do at home for our glucose. So we'll check that in the mornings fasted during comp prep anyway, just to optimize fat burning and that sort of thing. So I've been doing that, and I'm consistently around 4.7 to 5 in the morning every morning. So we've got no concerns at all at this point. If anything changes, then it's easy enough to get the test done later, but that is just the decision that we'll be making, and I wouldn't recommend that to everybody, because some women, especially if you've had excessive weight gain and stuff like that, it definitely is, or really carby intake, it probably is something good to check. But yeah, again, you just have to do what feels right for you and baby and your family unit. Currently at this point, as of this morning, I'm 71 kilos, so I've put on 6 kilos since the start. Being 26 weeks, I'm pretty happy with that. A kilo of that has been in the last 2 weeks, so about 500 grams each week. So have been definitely noticing a lot more changes as well. But yeah, other than that, feeling really good. Still having a little bit of an issue with sleeping. I think I might have said that last time because I have been getting a little bit of pain in my back. That hasn't been so bad since I went to that massage, which I'm getting another one done next week. But I have been waking up around that 4 o'clock in the morning, which is coincidentally the same time that Brennan starts to snore, and the same time that Indy wakes up and starts crying for us to get her and put her into our bed. But at that time when I'm waking up, I've got really sore knees, so pretty much once I get her and bring her into bed, or Brennan does, it's pretty much over for me in terms of sleep. So I've been trying to deal with that a little bit lately because I've been getting a bit tired around this time, 3 or 4 o'clock, so something to manage. But anyway, so the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was like my regime. So far I've had no stretch marks or anything like that at all, so obviously, like full disclosure on it, it's just not going to come down to the things I'm going to show you that I'm doing. It also comes down to the things I'm doing every day, and things I did before being pregnant too. So exercising, making sure I drink enough water, staying hydrated, all that sort of stuff, and also your food. Like, they're massive, massive parts. And some people are more likely to get are likely to get more stretch marks, and less. Some people are less likely. So I may be in that less likely category. Also, I'm young, so my skin should stretch. I have a couple of stretch marks on my legs, like small ones from bodybuilding, as my legs just got bigger because I changed in that regard. But I've had nothing come up since being pregnant. So. But yeah, so what I'm going to show you is basically just the routine that I go through every day, and I'll explain to you what I'm doing. But the main idea of what I've tried to do is just keep my skin from being dry. So you could do that via coconut oil, you could do almond oil, you could do lots of different natural stuff like that. Bio oil is another one that's really popular. The one that I have used is the Palmer's cocoa butter formula. So the very basic one is just your massage lotion for stretch marks, which I use all the time. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll have a shower, I will hop out, I'll dry myself, I'll put this on. I do my thighs, so the fronts and backs of my legs, from my knees up to my bum. I'll do my butt cheeks, and then I'll do my hips, because for myself, that has been probably the area that has changed for me the most, has been around that hip/lower back area since being pregnant. So that's something that I'm definitely trying to look after. So I'll do there, then I go up my belly, around the sides as well, so over the obliques, and then I do my breasts as well, because they have, again, changed quite a lot too. So I will use that morning and night on all those areas. If I get up in the morning, have a shower, I do this, I go weight train, I'll come back, we have another shower, I'll put this on again generally. This has been a staple, and I've done that pretty much right from when we first found out that we were pregnant, and yeah, I would recommend it. It's really good. It hasn't got too much of a smell to it, a little bit of like a cocoa-y smell, but when we were first pregnant and I was dealing with morning sickness for that 6 to 10 week mark, I had no issues with the smell of that. So, if you have got morning sickness, it may be okay for you too. The second thing that I use again is that Palmer's, because I've just found that the brand is quite good and natural too, which I really like, especially when you're putting it on your body all the time. But so this is a tummy butter for stretch marks. So to begin with, I use this after I applied the massage lotion, and I will do it in the morning and I'll do it in the evening after my showers. And this one I would do just on my tummy. It's quite thick, like a butter. But yes, I'd apply that over top. Then as we got further along, I would do it on my tummy, and now I've started doing it on those areas that I feel may be a little more trouble areas for me as we get further along, so those hips/lower back, and just coming into the tie-in between my hip and coming into my thigh, which is where I had gotten a few stretch marks from the bodybuilding and muscle growing. And then the last thing that I put on is again Palmer's. It's massage cream for stretch marks. So a lot of their products, which is cool, but I've just found something that works for me, and it can be anything. I think the main thing is just making sure your skin stays hydrated, so it doesn't necessarily have to be this. But yeah, so this I would normally do on my legs, and I'll do it in the morning and in the evening. The reason I don't do it anywhere else is because Brendan normally rubs this one on my tummy when we're watching our program at night, and because I'm putting the tummy butter and everything else on there as well, then I feel like it's kind of enough. It's only really been in the last few weeks that I've had quite fast changes with my tummy too, so I'll watch that as we go along, and if I feel like I need to do it more, I will. But yeah, so those are the main 3 products. Well, they are the only 3 products that I use. I use a natural Isano moisturizer on the rest of my body, my arms, my face, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, nothing else goes on my skin other than that. The other thing that I was doing and I haven't been doing for a little while, and there's no reason other than pure laziness for it, is I was dry brushing. So the idea of the dry brush, the idea is to help stimulate all your fat stores and stuff like that as well, increase blood flow, which helps with detoxification and any like fat pockety cells and stuff like that. So I was doing underneath my heels and then over to the tops of my feet and then all the way up, so go like halfway up your calf and all the way around it, and then the other top half of your calf and all the way around, and do that whole thing all the way up to my bum. I'd do my bum on each side, I'd do my back, and then I'd lightly do my tummy around my hips as well, and then once you get the idea of it is that you go up to your heart, and then when you're on these parts like your arms, you'll go up and down this way, so you're kind of circling around where your heart is. But yeah, so I did that for a while quite religiously after both our showers. Then pure laziness, before our showers. Pure laziness, I just haven't been doing it. The other thing I wanted to kind of comment on was I've mentioned before about how I felt in the beginning about my body changing and all that sort of stuff. That was quite a hard adjustment for me, but it's as weird as it sounds. I feel like the bigger I have gotten, or now actually looking pregnant, really in the last, I suppose, 3 or 4 weeks, maybe max, I do not really feel those issues anymore. So it's not that I'm not self-conscious of it at all, but I suppose I've embraced where I am and I'm happy, maybe because I feel more connected with her as well, because I can feel her kicking and growing more. But so for me, I suppose that's where some of the stuff has dropped off a little bit. The dry brush definitely has dropped off, and I'll do it every now and then. But I suppose the things I was trying to do is, although I was trying to minimize stretch marks, I was trying to stop anything pregnancy related from happening that I thought didn't have to happen. And I may be right in saying that the stretch marks don't have to happen, and that's cool, and I may not get any at all, which is also great. I hope that is how it goes. But I guess I'm in a better space now with everything, that I will do my lotions, and I'll look after my body in that sense, and I'll keep everything hydrated and do all the basics with the water and exercise and food and sleep. But I'm not obsessing over it to the point that I'm doing it because I am waiting to see a stretch mark that I don't want to see there or anything like that. So I think for myself, that's personally been a big hurdle for me to get over. Like I said in another video, it sounds stupid because we tried so hard to get pregnant, and then I was kind of not complaining to everybody, but within myself I was feeling bad, or like everybody was looking at me like I was fat, or something was wrong with me. I did have a lady who I hadn't seen in quite a while come back and say that the rumour mill had it that I was bulking, and she said that she thought I was pregnant. But I suppose everyone's going to have their own opinions and say stuff about it. But yeah, I am at a really good place with it now, and I feel like Brennan and I are in a really good place with everything. He has been my little sidekick the whole way through and been supportive of everything, which is really cool. So yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say today, but I just wanted to give you guys a rundown on what I was doing, and which has helped me prevent stretch marks. Like I said, probably a lot of it's not going to come down to those creams. Keeping the skin hydrated is super important, but I do think that the exercise, your water, like I drink 4 litres of water a day, always have, always will, but just really trying to keep and look after your system. Also, another thing that I'll do as well is I do take a range of natural vitamins and minerals that I have checked are okay for pregnancy too. But fish oil is another one that I take, and again, it does the same sort of thing with your skin. So just anything you can do to try and help look after that. But also things like fish oil have incredible benefits for babies' brain development and your cognitive function, all that sort of stuff. Aches and pains. But yeah, so yeah, I suppose do your research and do what feels right for you, but have some sort of routine that you set up, like doing it after the shower is a great time for me because I always will shower 2 to 3 times a day, so it's a good time to get it in. And the massage cream on my tummy is a really good bonding time for the three of us because we always sit down and watch our program before bed. But yeah, so just find those things for you. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to leave you guys to it then. I've got another client here in about 10 minutes. But I will see you guys next week for 27 weeks. We're getting very close and also getting close to doing our childbirth classes too, which I'm really looking forward to. Unfortunately, we do miss 2 of the 4 classes because we're going to be in Thailand, but we will have some plans in place to work with the lady that's going to be running the class to get information from her. So, yeah. Cool. All right. Bye.